One of the rarely discussed aspects of this election that one could argue is actually the most important aspect of this election is drug policy. 8 states have some sort of ballot measure surrounding marijuana, and if the election goes our way, this could really be the beginning of the end of the drug war. This would be a dagger to the heart of the drug war if we won in all 8 states. So let me run through these for you. Alaska has something called Measure 2. That would allow adults age 21 and older to possess up to 1 ounce of weed and grow up to 6 plants for personal use. It also allows the ownership of drug paraphernalia, and it creates a Colorado-style regulated market. So will it pass? Because that's all that matters. We could talk about the provisions themselves, but is it going to pass? That's most important. Well, we really don't know, because one poll has 57% favorability for the measure, and another one is 53% opposed. So it's basically a coin toss. We really don't know. How about in Oregon? Oregon Measure 91 legalizes weed just like Colorado. Quote, taxes on legal marijuana sales would fund schools, law enforcement, and drug prevention and education programs. The Oregon Liquor Control Commission would regulate and monitor the industry. There's also something going on in D.C. D.C. has Initiative 71, and that allows adults to, quote, legally possess up to 2 ounces of cannabis as well as cultivate up to 6 marijuana plants at home for personal use. Now, in this case, they say that marijuana sales would still be prohibited. So this is like a pseudo-legalization / decriminalization thing they got going on over there. It's not as progressive as a lot of the other states, but still it's a step in the right direction overall. Florida's Amendment 2 would legalize medicinal marijuana. That seems to be a no-brainer. And also, I should mention the polls on that issue seem to be heavily in favor of it passing, so we'll see. 2 big cities in Maine are looking to remove all legal penalties for possession of up to 1 ounce of marijuana. Portland, Maine, of course, already has legal marijuana. Then there's New Mexico. New Mexico's Bernalillo, and Santa Fe counties are looking to decriminalize weed, so good for them. We'll see if that passes. And finally, California's Proposition 47 would reduce the classification of most non-serious and non-violent property and drug crimes from a felony to a misdemeanor. They say, quote, many offenders serving time in county jails would be released immediately, and up to 10,000 state prisoners would be eligible to have their sentences reduced. The measure would strike a major blow against mass incarceration, downgrading an estimated 40,000 felonies a year in California. Oh, and also there's one more, New Jersey. New Jersey has public question number 1, which would reduce, by the way, that sounds like the name of a group, of like a band or a rap group, public question number 1. That would reduce pretrial incarceration of low-level drug offenders. So in other words, if you did some sort of low-level drug crime and they throw you in jail, it's no longer going to be exorbitant bail for you to get out at that time. It'll be much more likely you get out and then you come back later for your trial and go through the process. So again, across the country here, and I have to say, even I was naive to this. I was ignorant of this. I didn't know that it was this many states who are doing some sort of a move on marijuana, whether it's decriminalization here, legalization there, medicinal marijuana there. But this is some great news, man. And again, you want to talk about a possible dagger to the heart of the drug war. There's only so long that they can fight this off. There's only so long. To me, the issue of at least marijuana legalization, but more likely at least marijuana decriminalization, but more likely marijuana legalization. To me, that issue is very similar to gay marriage in the sense that it's inevitable. It's just a matter of time. We have a tidal wave of history on our side moving towards more liberty, more freedoms, more open-mindedness. I mean, if you think back, it really wasn't that long ago in history that we had alcohol prohibition, and after a while people said, this doesn't make any fucking sense. This is crazy. We're wasting so much money, and we just made the mafia incredibly powerful because they had a monopoly on the market. Well, we're doing the same thing right now. We blew over $1 trillion on the drug war. There's 60,000 people that died on the border in a literal drug war. We're making the Mexican drug cartels incredibly powerful because they have a monopoly on the market now. Why not copy the Colorado model? Because in Colorado, there's tremendous revenue now for the state. People are happy. There's an amazing amount of job creation. I mean, this is one of those issues where it's very black and white. One side is totally right, the other side is totally wrong. And again, you could try to fight it off as long as you want, but you're going to lose in the end. You guys know me. I'm in favor of a system where, or a strategy where, at the federal level, we have the Democrats do a blitzkrieg. We have the Democrats propose bills every day. Let the Republicans block it, fine, but get on the record. Get them on the record that they're against this. Get yourself on the record that you're for this in terms of legalizing marijuana or decriminalizing marijuana. Keep proposing it. Hammer them in the media. Talk about this. Talk about how the American people are with you. Because guess what? The American people are with you. In the most recent poll, 58% of the American people said they're in favor of marijuana legalization. So tick-tock, it's just a matter of time, and the more the states act on it, the more pressure you're putting on the federal government, and the more we are scaring the pants off of the lobbyists who are fighting against this. And remember, that's probably the main reason why we don't already have legal marijuana or decriminalized marijuana, or legal drugs or decriminalized drugs, so more substances. It's because we have people who are in the DEA, people who are in other government agencies, people who are part of the pharmaceutical companies and the pharmaceutical lobby. These guys are scared to death of marijuana coming along because they'll lose their jobs. In the case of the DEA and the government agencies, these people have built careers around repressing substances and not letting people take these substances, and private prisons locking people up. They're going to lose their jobs if we go down this road. In terms of the pharmaceutical industry, they view it as competition to the drugs they're peddling, so they're trying to fight this. They can only fight it for so long. Again, we're going to beat them. It's just a matter of when.